and maybe we could talk about consciousness later. But so when you mention the black box, I think this is to kind of pinpoint it. In some sense, people, there's different groups of people, right? Some people say, oh, these things are conscious, this is incredible, I don't know how this computer works, right? And then other people who are like, no, I have kind of a vague idea of how statistics and computers work, so they're just going through these models. But then when you talk about this black box, you're talking about the computer generating its own algorithm, and so this is kind of where you get into that gray area. Why? And like they were surprised that I think I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was Chat GPT, and they were really surprised that it could do math, right? Because they had trained it on language, right? But all of a sudden they're like, wow, like how did it learn how to do this? And I think I looked at that and I thought I was in this camp where I thought they put the algorithm in and they said this is how you learn. But so this is interesting. Can you talk a little bit more just about this black box and how the computer generates its own algorithm? To me, this
Yeah.
is wild. This is kind of new.
Yeah. So I have, I have here where I built a convolutional neural network. You guys want to see a neural network? Can I share
Share
the
it. Yeah.
screen?
Share your. You can share it. You can present. Yep.
Okay. Let me see if I can. Here we go. I got a screen. Is that good? All right. All right. I think maybe.
No, we're not seeing anything yet.
No. Hmm. Okay. I'm just going to share a window, and then maybe it'll let me share screen.
There we go.
There it goes.
There we
You
go.
guys good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Almost. Yep.
All right. So this was just, but you can see here. Here's what a neural network looks like. It's on TensorFlow. It's built with TensorFlow Keras, and it's on Google Colab. So this is what it looks like. I already ran it, but you can see here it's model building, right? So I'll walk you through really quick. Again, you're taking data, right? So you're taking these pictures that I've got that were in basically labeled sad, happy, surprised, etc. And you can kind of see here, dividing out the data. I This is where it gets a little tricky, but essentially I'm turning it into red, green, blue. And what this neural network will do is it will go pixel by pixel and analyze the data, and it will invent an algorithm by going pixel by pixel, essentially. This is a 48 by 48 image that it's going to go through each of these, I think 15,000 images, something like that. And 3 stands for RGB, which is red, green, blue, which is how you get color. If it was grayscale, it would be a 1 there. And then you're basically running these filters over top. You can think of these filters like Instagram filters. And
Mm-hmm.
basically, it's going to go through and it's going to filter, and pixel by pixel, then it pulls all of that. I've got a dropout in here, which isn't bad. It's to stop overfitting. Just don't mind that for right now. You can ask me questions on overfitting, underfitting later. But essentially, it's just running these Instagram kind of filters over top and going pixel by pixel until it comes up with that. And you talk about parameters. There you go. That's 600,000 parameters I'm running on this really simple model. And you can get down and get even more. And so if you see here, when it actually, now that's the model, right? So I've got the model here. Now I'm going to call some other things. That's not super important, but then you get into what you call your learning rate. And basically, we call it a learning rate. It's how it runs. And these epochs, okay, epochs are where it goes back and forth and it learns, right? And so here's the way I like to think of epochs. Can you guys see me on screen, by the way?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
All right. All right. Great. So I like to think of epochs like, I'm sure you guys have played golf, or someone has, or you've gone to putt-putt, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to take out my putter. We're going to talk about golf for a second, because that's exactly what these epochs are like. So these epochs are essentially, I'm taking this model that it's got, and you can think of it like putting. So you guys have probably gone, if you've done putt-putt, done golf, You've probably done a practice hole, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you go and let's say you have to make a hole in one. That's what it's trying to do. It's trying to make a hole in one with this putter on a hole. We're going to practice. So we're training the model to make a hole in one. And what we're going to do is we're going to swing this, and then we're going to measure the accuracy. Okay, how accurate was it on getting the ball in the hole? Then what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to step one step after another and trace what the grade or the gradient was, the slope of the hole. And we're going to go back and we're going to try again. And we're going to improve our accuracy because we've gone step by step, measuring out the feet, measuring out the gradient to the hole. And then we're going to do that again. And so each one of these epochs, we're going and we're taking one swing at the hole, seeing how accurate we were. And then we're going back and we're tracing back the slope. And we're basically training the AI. In my sample, we're training, this figurative metaphor, we're training it to hit the golf ball into the hole. Try to get it one stroke, see how you do. Measure back the slope. And we're doing that for 12 times here. But in this model, what we're doing is the golf ball, and that metaphor ends up being we're training it to recognize emotions and faces. And we're seeing how it does at recognizing happy, surprised, sad, angry, and human expressions.